5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
The biggest names in music.
Oh, wow.
Big names, big songs, big guests, big prizes.
Well, it's a big show. Okay.
The Big Show.
Put your hands together for the one and only
Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean.
That's what I'm talking about.
1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits.
1, 2, 3.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It is a Thursday morning, the 16th of September. Good morning, Adrian Chu, our career strategist from careeragility.org.
Good morning, gang. Good morning, Singapore, and good morning, world. So happy to see you guys again on a sunny, quite a sunny and cool Thursday morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking good out there today.
Always good to see you, Adrian.
It's always fun to be here.
Adrian, you've got a really fun topic today. The 5 dumbest reasons to stay in your job.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I've been hearing a lot of that lately. So it'll be interesting to share what some of the excuses, reasons or excuses I hear a lot about.
The canteen is very good.
So basically you're saying there are people out there who want to make the move. They want to jump ship, perhaps, but are not doing so because of these dumb reasons. So in other words, you're saying, go ahead. If there's a reason for you to move to another company or whatever because they have better prospects, don't be a coward and stay in your current job because of these 5 reasons. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, so basically, the market's picking up, headhunters are out in force, companies are hiring once again after a cold, long winter, right? So we have headhunters out crawling for talent, and when the headhunters call the individuals up and they go, no, I don't want to leave my job because ... And then these are some of the reasons, which as a headhunter myself, as a career coach, career strategist and headhunter, I find it some of the reasons they give are quite silly, to say the least. Okay, and but when you dig down deeper inside, it's actually a fear of not wanting to leave their current job.
Yeah, because you have a certain degree of security. You have a certain degree of, I know where I am.
You're comfortable.
I'm safe. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I know lots of people like that. 20 years in a job, they're tired of it. They hate the job, but it's secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not really wrong, right, Adrian? Because no one can guarantee that if this person moves on to the next company, he or she is going to be happy and he or she is going to last perhaps maybe even a year.
Or less, right?
Or less, yes.
Yeah, so that's why we're not saying that you have to leave your current job. The fact is, keep an open mind, listen to the opportunity, or if you hear someone saying about there's a role here, and then they ask you to go and just interview for it, just go there and talk to the person, talk to the hiring manager, find out more rather than straight away say no, I'm not interested. Sorry, this is my reason why I'm not even going to talk.
Well, some of the people don't even talk because they're worried that their current company will find out, and then that puts their job in jeopardy. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true. But it's once again, it's what I always say. You don't talk, you don't find out, you won't know, and it's okay.
So which is the correct thing to do? You've been in your job for 20 years. You're very, very secure. You're very comfortable, but you hear of a better, more fun opportunity. Maybe is it wrong to go to the other side and just find out what's happening first before you make the move?
Yeah, in fact, that's the whole point of today's topic.
Okay.
Go over there and find out. Don't be blocked. Don't be stopped by your own fear. And when you're afraid, you give excuses. And so these are some of the excuses we hear. One of the biggest excuses we always hear is, "I'm very happy here because my boss takes very good care of me." And I hear a lot of skeptical laughter, but it's interesting because I get it a lot. I will disappoint my boss if I leave the company, and to which we always say, okay, you may have a nice boss, everything's very good, he's very nice to you, but what's saying that he won't be retrenched in 6 months, or what makes you think that he's not leaving a company to join this company which I'm telling you about, So it's a huge assumption to make that your boss will still be around, and you'll be working under him like forever. So the my boss is treating me well reason sometimes doesn't hold water, because it might be an excuse that you don't want to come out of your comfort zone. But it could be valid, but it's something that which should not block you totally.
Right.
Okay.
But I've
Okay.
always been I mean getting along with my bosses for the past like 26 years, 27 years in December, is very, very important. So, I'm always honest with my bosses. Even the last time, when we were leaving the other side, they knew exactly what I was doing and where I was going. So I think that's important, don't you? I mean,
I think it's good to still maintain the good relationship after you leave. But my point is this: if your boss is really good, really nice, really supportive to you, and if you're
Yeah.
moving on to a better place, why should he feel sore, or why should he hold you back, or why should he derail your career, right? So
Exactly.
I've had bosses before, okay, when I told them that I was moving on, and they said, "Oh, I'm very proud of you. I'm sad to see you go, but you'll be an alumni here, and if you need anything else, just let me know. If you need a good, so a good boss is someone who actually is happy for you if you move into somewhere better."
That's an open-minded boss.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not
And
the
I think
whole
that-
world is made of them.
And yeah, exactly. If you know your boss is open-minded, then just open
it's
up,
fine.
open up to your boss. Because if not, you'd be a liar. If you're like
Yeah.
lying to them and you're doing these things
open
behind
up
their
only,
backs.
Open up only after you sign a letter of offer. Don't open up to your boss and say, "Boss, I'm going for interviews with."
I did exactly that. So I guess maybe it works for some people, it doesn't work for some others, which is why I'm saying that you need to know your boss well enough. Because a lot of people don't even open up to their bosses because they're afraid to be seen as asking for more money. But no, sometimes you can actually talk to your boss, and your boss, if he's cool enough or she is cool enough, will advise you on what
How to
you
make-
should do next. If the offer is unbelievable, he or she will probably go like, "Okay, go for it." We can't match this.
This whole situation actually boils down to something that Adrian has talked about many, many times on this show, and I'll deal with it when we come back.
All right, meantime, here's Steps with It's the Way You Make Me Feel on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
All right, back.
Isn't that a Michael Jackson song?
No.
So Adrian, this all boils down to what you've mentioned so many times on the show, having a relationship with your boss. That's the only way this thing is going to work. If you don't have a relationship with your boss, then none of this works. He's not going to be the kind of guy who will say, "Yes, I'm going to miss you, but I'm really proud that you're growing," right?
But it also depends on the boss, right? Some bosses are very selfish, and they will keep you as long as you are of benefit to them. So maybe, I guess, but then again, that doesn't come under the boss. My boss takes good care of me. Maybe if you're a boss like that, you want to leave, right? So, but the whole idea is this: if your excuse for wanting, not even exploring, is my boss is good to me, I think you have to shift your mindset to think that he may not be here forever, and the biggest question is this: am I going to work for him forever either? Someday I'm going to cut my apron strings, come an umbilical cord, and move on, right? So when would that be? So and that also means that if the boss relationship is important to you, when you go for the interview, speak to the boss, the new boss, the prospective boss. See if you like him, see if he likes you, see if there's chemistry, see if he's a good guy to work with. And then follow up wherever after that, whether or not decide whether or not you want to go and move over to go under his umbrella, you say. So, but whatever it is, do not let it be the main factor that's stopping you from exploring.
So what other reasons are dumb reasons to stay in your job?
Oh, the other one which I really hear a lot about is, I don't want to move here because my job is very secure.
Hey, but that's an
Why is
okay
that
reason,
dumb?
right?
That seems like a valid reason.
Seems like a valid reason.
Yeah, but remember a couple of months back we did this episode on the illusion of job security. Yeah, because you think it's secure, but are you sure it's secure? Because no one's job is secure nowadays, right? So I've had a lot of candidates whom I reach out to when I was headhunting, and they say, "No, don't call me. I'm very happy here. I'm very secure. My job is very secure." And then in about 2 months' time, they call me up, say, "Hey, Adrian, is the role still open? I just got retrenched."
Wow.
So it's an illusion of security, which a lot of times we lull ourselves into a sense of complacency. But the fact is that you never know. And therefore, it's even if you're not wanting to join the other company, it's still good to find out more about the market. Also to find out more about what's your worth. your value out there in the market. Interview, see how much are they willing to pay. Find out more market information about it as well. So if you think your job is secure, you have to work on the assumption, on the truth that nothing really is secure anymore. And at least it's good to have a backup plan if anything were to happen.
Okay.
That's interesting. The illusion of job security, because I think a lot of people don't deal with that very well. They think I'm comfortable. I've got my job.
Yeah.
There's no way this company is going to sack me. I can plan my future, so I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah. So I dare say that the people who are watching us this morning, right, listening to you, Adrian, they're having a little moment, because they're all
I'm
in
making
that.
them feel uncomfortable, but
Am I dispensable or am I not?
But I do want to say something here, though, on Angel's comment. No one should ever see themselves as indispensable.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you who taught me that lesson, Bernard Lim.
Right.
Our program director, he once told me this. No one is ever indispensable. And you have to realize that.
You can't
no
have that
matter what.
attitude where you're not sackable.
Yeah, you can't have that attitude.
Then should your attitude also be, I will always have a plan B? Because you know that
course.
something's always
Yes.
happening, so you always have a plan B. But your bosses won't like you when you have a plan B.
But don't tell them.
Not really.
Well, you don't have to tell your boss that you've got a plan
tell
B.
everybody.
For example, Sean, your plan B is full-time spin instructor, personal trainer. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think plan Bs are very, very important. Am I right, Adrian?
Yeah, in fact, I would actually be a bit more aggressive with Plan B, and cozy up to the other company that would hire you, even but not to the point where you are asking them for a job, but at least they know of you.
Right.
And if anything interesting happens on your side, you walk over to them and say, "Hey, look, guys, I would like to work for you guys, and you guys know the work that I can do." So at least have that kind of Plan B developed already would be ideal.
Wow,
actually.
companies listening in right now going like, Adrian Chu. Adrian Chu.
So it's a good idea to keep relationships everywhere warm.
Yes.
Right? Always keep in touch with people. How are you?
Yeah.
Even if it's just on a casual level. So at least you're
Right.
always in touch, right?
Yes,
We
correct.
got a colleague who left who's doing that exactly,
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
keeping everything,
Close.
Warm.
close and warm for what I
Warm.
hear. Yeah.
Sending grab food.
That's the
nesting
way.
on it, sitting on it and nesting it.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah, but these are-
she's going to
these are
see you, is it, Adrian?
Going to you for advice.
These are contingency plans, right? I mean, you never know what's going to happen, so always have it. That's why my company is called Career Agility, because you need to be agile in your career. See, and one factor of career agility is knowing what the backup plans are, knowing where the exits are, and when to run for the exit and when not to run for the exit.
But what about if I'm so comfortable with what I'm doing? I'm so comfortable with my job scope, and that's, I'm like, I've got my desk, I've got everything set up. I know what to do and I do it well. I still want to go, but this seems like a more comfortable spot to be in.
In the bigger scheme of things, if it is comfort, if you're okay, I mean, there's no reason to move, then don't move. Don't move for the sake of moving. But if you're not moving because the other job looks uncomfortable, looks like something that it looks like a stretch or a little bit of a stretch, but you don't want to go into the discomfort zone. Like for instance, like 2 years back when you guys first started going on Facebook and doing the video format, right? Was not an easy transition. No, right? Was uncomfortable. But you guys were fantastic. You guys started out with small segments, remember? Just small
Yes.
segments, and then it started
Started to
growing.
grow.
Right? And today, look at you guys. It's almost a talk show. In fact, it is a talk show.
It is
anymore.
a talk show,
It
yeah,
is,
every
absolutely.
day.
Big Show TV.
So yeah, it's a radio TV, right? So
Yeah.
So but if you haven't moved out of that comfort zone, then you would not have grown to where you guys are today. See, so sometimes we hear of individuals who don't want to pursue a role because they think, no,
They lack ambition.
It looks-
Hold on, Adrian. Hold on. Janet Jackson whoops now right here on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. 1FM 91.3. We're just talking about people who lack ambition. So we're talking to Adrian Chu from careeragility.org. He's the CEO and founder there. And FD's got his finger up. Yes, FD?
Because we were talking about this, and this is interesting. because one of our listeners has said, I'm still around because I've sent out hundreds of resumes, but no callback. She then goes on to say, I'm not sure if my resume is the problem or the pandemic is the problem, or am I the problem? What do you say to someone in that position?
Oh dear.
No, it's painful, it's hurtful, and it's depressing. Okay, and
Yeah.
I fully commiserate and I fully understand, the situation. Yes, the pandemic has made it tough, but the market is picking up. But the fact is, if you're sending on hundreds of CVs, a lot of times you're spamming. Okay, you're not picking the roles that are suited for you, or you're not picking the roles that you are suited for, and that's why anything that moves, you just apply, and that's why you're not getting a good hit rate. So be selective in your choice, and it could be maybe perhaps you're applying for roles that you're not qualified for, even, for instance, but you're just trying. So apply for qualified targets, okay, and keep at it, okay, and also you need to understand what your positioning is, why should they hire you, and just keep trying, but you have to be focused in your search. But definitely, if you're sending out hundreds of CVs, something is not quite, the process isn't quite correct. Maybe you might want to drop us an email.
And if you're watching us for long enough, Adrian has brought this up on many occasions,
yeah.
about not spamming, people with your CVs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Angel?
And not just sending out hundreds of CVs, but also streamlining the CV itself, right? It's not about having 10 pages showing what you did from kindergarten till now. It's about selectively showing your strengths for that particular job, right? So it could be a number of things.
Angel's definitely been listening to you, Adrian.
Yeah, there you go. I learn. Okay, so what other dumb reasons are people giving out there to stay in their jobs?
One thing as well, as a follow-up to the previous point, just crossed my mind, sometimes when you see a job and you don't dare to apply for it because you look at it, it's like, of the 10 criteria, I only fulfill 7. Therefore, I'm not going to apply for it. So the point is this: do not be afraid if you see a job scope that's bigger than what you're currently are at. Because the worst excuse is the worst thing is that, if you do find a job where you're not, because if you do find a job where you're 100% qualified, chances are you are overqualified for it. Okay, because it's like there's if you can do all the 10 things and you go in, and it's what growth is there for you, right? So there's always room for growth. Therefore, you must move into a role that's got a bit of a discomfort. Then you can grow.
Can you explain something, Adrian? I've never understood this overqualified aspect from an employer's point of view. I know for the employee, they don't get to grow, they don't get to learn new things, but clearly they're qualified for that particular role. Why would an employer say no if they're meeting all their targets, or even the salary that they're asking for is on target and everything? Why would they say no and pass on someone who's overqualified?
Yeah, you would imagine as an employer, the overqualified person will be so much value for you, right?
Exactly.
And therefore, keep. But the challenge is that sometimes when the employer says you're overqualified, sometimes what they're hiding the meaning is you're too expensive.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay,
you're overqualified, you're too big, you're too senior, you're too big for this role. I need someone smaller. Therefore, and unless you're willing to take a pay cut into that little tiny role.
So it's a money thing.
It's always
It might
a
be a
money
money
thing.
thing.
It's always a money.
I think it's always
It might
a
be a
money
money thing.
Okay.
It might be also that they are afraid if you're overqualified, this role is going to be so boring for you in 6 months, you'll leave.
Right. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We are speaking to Adrian Chu from careeragility.org about the top 5 dumbest reasons why you should stay in a job. This is getting interesting. Meantime, here's Whitney Houston with I'm Every Woman on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
One that I've actually heard, Adrian, that I find very interesting is when I hate to say this, tried to poach someone, is cannot lah. My team needs me, Really? Is there an excuse to say my team needs me?
Are you sure, right?
Yeah.
It's an overinflated ego, right?
Yeah.
My team will fall apart
If I leave.
I am irreplaceable. I am.
I'm unsackable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just to me. It's just when you say that to me, I never consider you a second time.
So what do you have to say about someone like that who gives that kind of reason, Adrian?
Well, I mean, it's nice. Do you think that your team needs you? Okay.
You think
And but at the end of the day, I always say this, if you're offered a better job with better prospects, better career, better money, better everything else, and you decide to stay because your team needs you, it's very commendable. But what I always say is this: who are your key stakeholders in your life? Is it your team members or is it your family and yourself? End of the day, if you move on to a better job, more money, better work conditions, better learning, better career longevity, who benefits? It's your family that benefits, right? Because you're gonna be better rewarded and everything. So who are the key stakeholders? Are you gonna give up your family's benefits, your real stakeholders' benefits over? I want to support my team. I want to support my business. Because the team is transient. End of the day.
Just like the boss is, right? Like you said,
Just as the boss is, just as the job is. Actually, everything is just transient. So, in the bigger scheme of things, who are your real stakeholders? And it's a family, So you make decisions based on what is most important to the people who are most important to you. So that's what we always say.
Adrian Chu. You are
Makes sense?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I mean, you're making me think about things that I've not thought about, and now you've made it very clear for me.
It's not good when Glenn starts thinking like that. Things come out of it.
But it's interesting.
No, so sacrifices need to be made. That's what you are saying, actually. Yeah. So
priorities need to be laid down. Sacrifices need to be made.
All of a sudden, it's like boom. I'm like,
look at the bigger picture, right? I mean, it's end of the day. As I said, it's all about things being transient. Your team is transient, like what FD said. I think everything is transient. But what's important to you, focus on that. That's more important. So you might think your team needs you, but actually, if you ask your team members, they may not. They may be happy to see you go. For
they don't want you around. Also.
They don't want you around.
They're like, I want to be the leader.
But Adrian, doesn't that thought of everything is transient except, say, family, for example, doesn't that work against the concept of loyalty to a company?
And that's a very good question, Loyalty to the company. Sorry, I'm choking on my...
Yeah, but a moment ago, you seemed to be very pro that.
No. But
this whole thing.
It's interesting, but I'm thinking now for the more old-fashioned person, it works totally against the concept of loyalty.
Exactly, which is why I was saying, like, many people who are watching us are going like,
But as I always say, loyalty has to be a two-way street, right? I have had clients who are CEOs who tell me, why aren't employees loyal anymore? The employee loyalty is dead. They will walk off, they will get up and join the competitor across the street for $500 more. Where's employee loyalty? But then I tell him, look, where's employer loyalty nowadays? When you have a bad quarter, what does the global CEO do? He just says, okay, cut headcount, cut costs, cut salaries, retrench people left, right, center. I actually spoke to a CEO once, a global CEO, and in a private conversation, and this was back in 2008, and I remember, during the great financial crisis, and he said his company was doing well, but he was retrenching everyone left, right, and center anyway, and he said, you never put a good recession to waste.
Oh, wow.
He told me that, and I was amused but terrified.
But I can see where he's coming from, because a lot of people were using the pandemic as an excuse as well. They were doing that. They were like, oh, it's a pandemic. Oh, I can't fulfill this. I can't do this. A lot of people were doing that.
Yeah, so the employer loyalty is always in question. And unless you have an employer that's so loyal to you and takes good care of you, like one of the supermarket chains, during the pandemic, right? They got huge bonuses, right? Yeah, huge bonuses, you see, and it's like, okay, wow, maybe that's the kind of employer you want to be loyal to, you see. And that's two ways, you see. So
because they spread the love, yeah.
And I see there are some companies, old-fashioned companies actually, who actually value that. Like one of the one of family karaoke chains, they even when they had zero business, they were still paying full salaries to their staff.
Is it Tiananmen? Is this karaoke?
It's family.
It's a family one, so
family place. Yeah. Not
I
the other
anyone
kind.
else. But it's amazing. Maybe if you have that degree of loyalty and care from the company, then maybe you may want to be loyal to the company. But if you're in a big corporation, I'm loyal to the company. take it with a pinch of salt, because you know, the end of the day, you're just a digit. End of the day, it's an employment contract. It's not personal.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
only business.
Boom. Some,
It's
bosses,
all business.
some bosses watching right now going, Adrian Chu, troublemaker. But let's just remember, okay, Adrian is there for the employees.
Yes.
Okay, that's why.
Yes.
Careeragility.org. Okay, not employees. I mean, as long as you're employed, you know, I
people.
mean, he's there. He's there for you, right?
And
Yeah, but I
everybody's
do
an
help-
employee unless you own the company, right?
No, but interestingly, I do help companies to engage their staff better to increase
Okay.
retention. You see, so a lot of our clients are B2B, corporate clients who want to know, okay, how do we engage our staff so they don't leave? How do we retain our talent? So we design career development programs for them as well, so to take care.
I
Do you
see.
also consult like employers?
Yeah. So the employers engage us to figure out to design programs along how do we keep our staff.
Yeah.
No,
How do
no,
we
but
keep-
oh, right. I see. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So we help them to take care of their own stuff, and as a result, their retention rate goes up. They don't get that many resignations.
Okay. So you're training them in certain aspects and tactics on how to retain staff and
How to
manage a
motivate
company.
their staff as well, right?
through their careers.
That's
yeah.
very, very important,
Yeah, that's
actually.
important.
It
Very,
is.
very important. Something as simple as a pat on an employee's back, right? It's just going to make the person more productive immediately the next day.
True.
Yeah, but Glenn,
You know?
you and I know this. A lot of companies forget that. When everything goes well, the boss takes credit. When everything goes wrong, it's your fault.
Oh,
Yep.
you didn't have to
Yep.
go there. Oh,
But it's true. It's true. We see it in so many companies. We do. Even as entertainers, we see it.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong on stage, event company takes all the credit. Or something goes right on stage, event company takes all the credit. Something goes wrong on
It's
stage,
your
it's
host.
CMC's fault.
The
And
host fault, yeah.
it's crazy. Like even the audience thinks that the host organized everything, and everything
Yeah.
that the host said is wrong. So it must be
Yeah.
the host's fault. It's crazy
So it does happen now.
because you are the face of the event. So that's why
It's
all the
interesting.
bad stuff
It's-
comes
it's-
your
it's-
way.
It's
Yeah.
very, very interesting.
So the whole idea, is that if you are faced with an opportunity, even just an early stage opportunity to talk, to explore a role, don't hesitate. Just go out and have that conversation and make a determination on your own after you have all the facts. Don't be too emotional about it. Sometimes the reasons we give are excuses,
Yep.
and you need to be able to distinguish the two. And it's okay if you want to stay in your current job, or if it's okay if that role is not perfect for you, then just decline it. But you owe it to yourself to find out a bit more. And even if it is a good move, then you owe it to yourself to consider heavily and make the right move if you think it's the right move. But as you pointed out earlier, even moving there, it's not 100% guarantee. But then again, staying as well may not be 100% guarantee as well, right? So
Yeah.
that's why we always say have a good career strategy, have a good career plan, and have the agility to act on it. And that's what my organization does. We help people who have to have that strategy and agility.
All right, stand
And
by.
that's
We go back
important.
Okay.
on air. We can wrap up.
3 traffic.
Alrighty, let's take a look at that traffic. You've got the usual delays across the expressways. I mean, that sort of thing is not going to surprise you very much this morning. We do not see any major problems anywhere, and that's good news for you. So basically, we'd like you to stay within the speed limit. Look out for a couple of areas before I go. Obstacles on the road, mainly. AYE towards Tuas, an obstacle at Lower Delta Road entrance. Also an AYE towards Tuas, an obstacle on the road before Jurong Port Road exit. Avoid lane 4. I wonder if it's the same truck dropping stuff off. TPE towards the SLE, a stationary vehicle after Punggol Road exit. Stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
We've been talking to Adrian Chu, CEO and founder at careeragility.org. After talking to you about reasons, why dumb reasons why people stay in their jobs and all that. I'm thinking that many people who are watching us right now and listening to us, who might want to get in touch with you, Adrian. How can they get in touch with you at Career Agility?
Well, you can just drop me an email at info@careeragility.org. Always happy to respond to emails. And if you have any career questions, you can always drop a note in the comment section on the first Facebook page, which you're seeing here as well, and we can also address it there. But you know what? Homework for the weekend. As the weekend's coming up, start thinking about what do you want to do in your next job. You're not going to be in this current job forever, but one day you're going to make a move. What sort of jobs will be interesting for you? What sort of jobs would you like to do, and what do you want more of, and what do you want less of as well? And start thinking about that type of jobs. And when an opportunity comes by and it matches, don't be afraid to give it a go.
That's great advice.
Okay,
Great
fantastic.
advice. Thank you
Thanks
so
very
much,
much.
Adrian.
Always a pleasure to have you. Thanks a lot. And hi, Luke. And enjoy the session.
See you next
Okay.
week, Adrian.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, our next guest on the show is our veducator and personal development coach, the one and only Luke Tan. Good morning, Luke.
Morning, Luke.
Good morning, everyone. Great to see you. Sorry if I sound a little bit croaky. I've got a bit of a man cold.
Oh, man flu. Uh-oh.
Man
the,
cold.
the wife must
Exactly.
be appreciative of that.
Indeed. You watch net instead of watching Sex in the City. You watch Dawn of the Dead in your room.
Oh dear. Okay, Luke, very quickly before we go back onto the Big Show TV, what will you be talking about today?
I'll be basically wrapping up the big four of mental toughness. I started with the first two elements last week. So this week, I'm actually going to wrap up and just tie a noose on what the big four is and how to apply it in your life.
All right, watch us
Okay,
on the Big
perfect.
Show TV live right now. In the meantime, here's the Village People with YMCA on the Big Show, 1FM 91.3. All right.
Sorry, Luke, it completely slipped my mind that you were doing part two today.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh, good. Yeah.
Okay, Luke, just for people who are just joining us, just quick recap of the first two that you did.
Yes, for sure. The first two that I did last week were, the first thing was breath. Basically, the breath allows you to create space between the stress that you're experiencing, the external stimulus, and giving yourself a bit of time to kind of respond instead of react. The next would be being positive. Positive. I shared a 4-step process called the worm, which is you witness yourself in the situation, you interdict it by stopping that train of thought going down to where it normally does, and then you redirect it to something positive, and then you maintain it with a mantra or jingle like every day and every day, every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. And I actually wrote this in a blog post. So if you want to go into detail of what the worm process is, head to luketan.co. So those are the first two components. So the last two components that I want to kind of focus on is visualization and micro goals. And there's this quote by Sun Tzu that says, victorious warriors win first, then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win.
Oh,
So,
That's
so the
interesting,
thing
yeah.
is that you want to win in your mind first, and that's where visualization comes in. So where visualization is concerned, in personal development space, people talk about, yes, visualize your success. So what is visualization? Where visualization is concerned, there's two types of visualization that you can go for. One is mental rehearsal, and the other aspect is creating your ideal outcome. So mental rehearsal, athletes would use that. Like, for example, Michael Phelps was one of arguably the most the athlete that won the most Olympic medals.
Yes.
And it's been shown that, it's not been shown, but I read an interview, and he said that one of his practices was visualized practice for 2 hours a day. And he basically visualized every single stroke and every single meter that he was swimming. And I spoke to a CrossFit Games athlete who actually visualized his competition, exactly when he would get tired and how he would overcome that period. So that is mental rehearsal. Number two would be creating your ideal outcome, to be pulled to it. So how would you do that? For example, one thing that I got my client to do was actually journal out what the ideal outcome is. Because be a kid, put some good music on, and because we always focus on what we don't want in our lives. I don't want to be poor, I don't want to be sick, but focus on what you want in your life and be pulled by it. So what I mean by that, so take a journal and write down exactly what you want. And even The other day I did this with a client of mine. I drew my own ideal outcome. So this is where I am and where I want to be in the mountains. And it's amazing when you just draw this and you add color to it, and it adds a different dimension to where you'll be, who you want to be, and be pulled by it. So drawing and writing out, because sometimes in our minds, our monkey mind tends to over-dominate our thought process, and we get intellectual about our ideal outcome. But what if this doesn't happen? What if my parents, and what if I'm not in the right country and things like that? Just be a kid again. I think as adults, I look at my daughter, I just look at, she, whatever she goes for, she just goes for it. And whatever she thinks about, she's curious. She talks about the special bun village. Like, what is the special bun village?
Where is the bun village?
I know, where is the bun village? Oh, it's over there next to the garden by the gnome. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, and that's the thing, we've lost that creative sense. We need to really explore that. And that's where our true kind of who we are lies, our true essence of being creative and just being optimistic and being hopeful for who we want to be and where we want to be and the choices that kind of unfold as a result of it. So that's visualization. And I would say the first thing to visualization is take time to do it. Really dedicate some time, maybe on a Sunday, head to nature somewhere and just say, I just want to play. I just want to create what kind of life I would like to have. The next aspect would be micro goals. Okay, the final piece of the big four mental toughness is setting micro goals. If we take two examples of someone who says, I want to start exercising. I need to get fit. We've all heard that, right? Yes. I need to get fit. I need to do something about it. Every week. Yeah, every week. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday, I'll start exercising. But versus someone who says, I need to start exercising, but actually sets micro goals. So what do I mean by setting micro goals for exercising? Well, I need to schedule in 30 minutes at lunchtime tomorrow. That's one micro goal. Now, the next micro goal is maybe I need to download a podcast for my 30-minute walk. The next could be, all right, cool. I need to pack my running gear. I need to put my toiletries in my bag. Another next micro goal. I need to pack lunch, and then all of a sudden I need to download my Strava app just to track. And all of a sudden, you've got 7 or 8 micro goals to hit versus
one large one.
Exercise. I need to exercise, and that seems like such an abstract concept. That is like, well, stuff gets.
Where do I start?
Where do I even start?
Yeah.
And that goes with not just with exercising, but a lot of other things that go on in our lives. So really focus on micro goals. And where these micro goals are concerned, there are these two kind of frames that I always get my clients to focus on setting micro goals. One is using the SMART P model, which is, of course, specific, measurable, and the P at the end is positively stated. So make sure it's smart, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, and positively stated. So, and number 2 would be, I use this model called the PROP, which is what are your priorities based on where you are? What are the realities based on this situation, based on your reality? And what are your options moving forward? And the P is what is the path ahead? What is your number one thing that you have got to do? So SMART, P, and PROP. So just remember SMART, P, and PROP. And if you want to remember that again, maybe watch this segment again, and then we can and then you get a little bit of a jolt in your memory. So and where SMART, P, and PROP goals are concerned, I use this thing called the Eisenhower matrix. So if you Google the Eisenhower matrix, it's a filter for making your decisions. So there's 4 segments. One is urgent and important, not urgent and important, urgent and then not important, and not urgent, not important. So it's just a filtration process for you to make decisions, to delegate decisions, to schedule, and to actually act on them. At least the ones that are most urgent and most important. So Google the Eisenhower matrix, and some of you guys listening and watching might know of that. So yes.
So you get rid of all the big stuff first at the start of the day, right? And then work your way up to the smaller things.
Correct. Yeah, and that's the phrase that I like to say is eat the frog. So really do the hardest stuff that you've been procrastinating first thing
10
in the morning,
seconds.
so that
Okay, hang on.
so
Luke.
that yeah.
We'll go back for traffic and then we'll be on air for this standby in 3, 2.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Alrighty, we've got the PIE towards Changi, an accident at Topayo entrance that will slow you down. AYE towards Tuas, an obstacle on the road at the Lower Delta Road entrance. And Balmoral Road towards Stevens Road, we've got roadworks after Balmoral Park. Avoid the left lane. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Luke Tan. He's with us every Thursday at 8:30 a.m. He is our personal development coach as well as veducator. Once again, welcome to the show. Early on, you were talking about visualization as well, and I thought it was very, very interesting. When you told us that you actually drew something out on a piece of paper. This is where you are today, and this is where you would like to be. I think that's awesome. And you know what? I have drawn something as well, which I will reveal on the Big Show TV in just a while. Okay, Angel.
So I'm just going to do kind of a summary if you're just tuning in right now. Luke is going into part 2 of how to build mental toughness. And last week for part 1, you were talking about breathing and positivity. And today you're talking about visualization and creating micro goals. So just maybe a summary of that for those that are just tuning in now.
Yeah, I guess for visualization is one of those things where, as I shared earlier, where you want to be pulled towards something rather than be fearful of something. So you want to work, okay, what kind of life do you want to create? So how to create a visualization and a vivid visualization at least is to maybe start drawing, setting some time apart to draw the kind of future that you want, unleash your inner child. But also you can use a journal just to write out exactly what kind of outcome you want, what kind of life, who is around you, what do you see, what do you feel, what are the thoughts going through your head, what are the colors, make it really, really bright. Is it sunny? What is the temperature like? So be as vivid as possible so that, the mind can't really tell what's between what's imagined and what's remembered to a certain degree and what's real, I would say. So might as well create an outcome that you want and treat that as reality, and then you will be pulled by it. So that's visualization. And I think for a start, you want to just dedicate some time to maybe write out what this scene looks like. Write out your own life story and your own movie. And then even just start drawing. I have this, you can hear it on radio. I'm shaking my little artwork here. Which
I also have.
There you go.
Yours is very loud, Glenn.
We can shake our artwork together. But my artwork here has mountains in Canada, has a car with notes, meaning that I'm going on a road trip, playing my favorite Spotify playlist. I've got a book signing there, so writing a book and signing it. I've got a love heart next to my kids and my wife, just looking at the Northern Lights in Svalbard in Iceland. So those are some of the things that I'm pulled towards, and I basically visualize these outcomes every single morning. So that becomes my reality in my subconscious. So at some way, I'm manifesting and I'm attracting that eventual future.
Yeah, and you're adding to it as well, right? You can add to it, right? Yeah.
Of course. There's no right.
There's no end to it, right?
There is no end. So at the end of the day, you might have a masterpiece that might be like
a wall big.
A wall big, and that is your wall. So who knows?
Nice. So your last point for conquering mental toughness is
setting
the micro
goals. Correct. So I shared the example about exercising versus having micro goals to exercising. Say, I need to exercise. Okay, that's a big, it's a huge concept. I need to exercise from tomorrow. But if you want to set micro goals for exercising, it could just be scheduling 30 minutes tomorrow just to exercise, to run, downloading a podcast for that 30 minutes. And the next you could pack lunch, you can pack your gym bag. All of that, instead of just having one goal of I need to exercise, it's now broken down into 5 micro goals, which can be achieved in the next 20 minutes just to prepare for it. And when tomorrow comes, it's a lot easier for you to make that goal of exercising because everything is all laid out there. So in summary, the big four is breathe, and then positivity, which is a process which I've shared. I've put it on my website, luketan.co, and then visualize your success. And finally, set micro goals. And micro goals work not just with exercise, for any task, any monumental task. A lot of times, people go on a holiday and all of a sudden you got like 600 or 1,500 emails. You're like, oh my God, I need to go through 1,500 emails. Set micro goals. All right, today I'm just going to hit at least 100. 100. That is all. Don't worry about the rest. Tomorrow I can hit more. Set micro goals like that. And I think that's important. And that's how we run a marathon. We don't focus on the 42K. We focus on the first aid station, right?
Right.
Yes.
Because once you think about the 42.195 kilometers, you're thinking like, that's impossible.
It's too daunting.
Yeah, it's too
Way
much.
daunting.
It's too much. I
Yeah.
won't be able to walk after that, ever.
Indeed.
I really love this micro goal setting because, like you said, it can be done for anything in the day. It can be
100%.
done for getting your kids ready for school the next day or for the week.
100%.
Eating healthy as well.
Yeah.
Eating healthy.
But people are impatient, you see, that's why. They're so impatient. They just want to see immediate, instant results.
Instant gratification, yeah.
Instant gratification. But the thing about impatience and seeing having instant gratification is it almost what makes, because it seems like, all right, I'm just going to progress. You end up not doing anything in the first place.
Exactly.
So you might as well set a micro goal that is easily achievable. Just like, all right, I'm just going to pack my lunch.
Small steps.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And then layer on top of those micro goals
Right.
as you're moving along. And then eventually, all right, cool. I've changed my whole life.
It's a major goal. Yeah.
It is a major goal, indeed.
Yeah. Love
All
it.
right. Okay. All right. Please continue to watch us on the Big Show TV because I'm going to reveal, what I've drawn, and I don't know whether the rest of the guys drew something as well. I just
draw now.
just doodling a little bit. Okay. So thank you very much, Luke, for joining us. For the benefit of the people who are tuned into the radio right now, thank you very much for joining us. And how can they get in touch with you, Luke, if they want your guidance?
Just head to luketan.co. I've got a few downloads on personal development and also finding balance in your life. 6 pillars to achieving balance in your life: health, wellness, and stress management. So luketan.co, and also plantbasedasia.org. Angelique is actually on this upcoming event talking about health, wellness, fitness, and also sustainable living. So these are the 2 areas that you can look me up. And
Awesome.
on Instagram, luketan.co.
Awesome. All right. Up next, Lenny Kravitz. Here's Fly Away on The Big Show. 1FM 91.3.
All right, reveal your picture.
I do want to see our
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Our Leonardo da Vinci. Let's see what he came up with.
Work in progress. No?
Angel's one cannot see because you're.
Can't see, right? Because of my background.
The background. Oh, what is that? Kings becoming. What does that represent?
Lambs becoming kings.
Winning a cup.
So this
becoming the
is
kings of
this
radio.
is us. This is us right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Can
then
you
we're
can
going.
you identify
So cute.
who's who?
Yeah, I got the skirt.
Yeah, I can.
I'm the one in the middle.
I'm the one with the big ears.
Yes, correct.
I'm the one with the
That's right,
muscles.
That's right. There you
Where
go.
the muscles?
Princess Leia.
One myself.
Shalini is in there as well.
Yes, Shalini's on it.
yes.
And then,
What's the
and then,
outcome? Oh,
oh, winning the
one.
big
Number
show.
one.
Number
ratings.
one. Look at
Number
Glenn.
one of everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love
I
it.
love it.
He's drawing so nice. I don't
Awesome.
want to show mine now.
I think
I've got to say, Luke, I don't have a drawing, but Angel does have one.
Yes.
What's
There you
this?
go.
You're going to
What's this
own
one,
landed
Angel?
property with
It's-
lots of trees in your garden.
Yes, and a deck
house in
chair by my
Seletar.
pool with a bright sun, and it's a villa somewhere on some exotic island, and yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
you draw really well.
Don't worry,
actually.
you guys can come anytime.
I don't know if you want to see mine now.
I got rooms for all
Let's
of
see,
you.
let's see.
Yeah, what's yours, Sean?
My bed.
It's a bed.
Oh, there you go.
Micro goals.
There you go.
Micro goals.
The only thing I'm thinking
You
about
wanna
right now.
Time
Good
to
night,
get
everybody.
Back to bed and sleep.
Yes.
I've got to say, Luke, I didn't draw a picture because that's not what struck me today.
Yeah.
But what struck me today was visualization. I used to run a school where I taught people NC work, and it developed into salespeople coming in. to better their presentations for B2B and B2C. And visualization is something we taught them. How to visualize your event before it happens. And literally, you see a movie in front of you. The same for your presentation. And what we found was it cut fear. It cut fear because you could see what was going to happen. You could see possible mistakes and work around them. So when you went on stage or when you go into a meeting, you are less fearful because you visualized and therefore you're more prepared.
So problem solving ahead of time, right?
It is really
100%.
problem solving ahead of time. And it
100%.
is so powerful.
It is. Yeah.
So
Visualization is,
Yeah,
Visualizing
it's
everyone
amazing.
in their underwear also.
Yes. Thoughts become things.
Exactly. I think that's
Which is why, I mean, you need to visualize properly. You know, I mean, some people don't visualize properly and it ends up, being counterproductive, Like that whole visualization, to reduce fear and all. Some people, after they visualize, they get even more scared.
True.
I love
it's
the
true.
law of attraction. The law of attraction
Yeah.
is fantastic.
It is amazing.
It's
Yeah,
really, really
yeah.
good.
Okay.
That's what I do on
All right.
Tinder also.
Luke, Sean, Luke.
Hello,
Hey,
Sean.
Luke. Nice to see you.
Indeed. Have a great session, and I look forward to seeing what tricks you pull out.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Luke.
Thanks, Luke.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thanks.
great morning,
Great
guys.
session.
Thanks. See you next
See
week.
you, everyone
Bye-bye.
listening, watching. Bye.
Bye. All right, Sean Chua, my man.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I hear we're going out drinking this evening, is it? Hey, wait, hold on. Are we still on there?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
we're on
we're
Facebook Live
you
still.
can see.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
we're on Facebook.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah, I think so. I think we are. But so you guys were visualizing stuff, right? And I was like, oh, I can't draw, but I have, remember those picture cards? And
Yes.
this is my visual. This is what I want.
You want to be in
You want
space?
you want to be in space.
I want to rule the world.
The
We
world.
want to rule the
Yeah, he
world.
wants to rule the world.
Fantastic.
The world is going to fart, no?
Going to fart.
Remember that song? Nas, if I rule the world.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
I shall
Moving
request
on
for
now,
that song
moving on.
tomorrow,
Tomorrow,
for
okay.
Free Fall Friday.
We'll see.
He'll change his mind by tomorrow morning.
And
Okay.
I changed my mind. I said, let's call it Friday Free Fall. Let's change it back to
Back,
Free Fall
of course.
Friday.
Free Friday. Okay,
Yes.
sure.
Yes, okay.
He's current
Okay.
champion now.
No, he's not.
Yes. He won last week. Anyway,
Last
Sean,
once. Oh, current reigning champion.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah, he's reigning champion for the week.
Reigning champion.
Okay, so what are you going to be doing for us
All right,
today?
Sean.
Okay, so guys, you guys remember these?
Picture cards, yes.
different looking
Yes.
cards,
Yes,
right?
yes.
No,
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so-
remember
Yes.
this.
Remember he spelled out the big show?
Oh, using these cards?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
When was
but
this?
today we're not gonna spell anything. Today we're just gonna do like some sort of ESP kind of thing. All right. I've already made my guess. Okay, and we're gonna do this as fairly as possible. Okay, so there's this bunch of cards here. You can see they all have different pictures on them.
Yes.
All right. As
I want the
usual.
elephant.
The elephant. Okay. So here's what we will do. Okay, let's make this as random as we can.
Okay.
First person, pick one of you guys. Just pick one person.
Sean.
Sean. Okay, Sean. I will start to deal cards down. All right, and then you just call stop at any time.
Stop.
Here. All right.
Hey.
Now tag the next.
I know.
Tag the next person.
He always puts one extra card when we say stop.
Okay.
Sean always
Oh,
does
oh.
that.
Okay. It's okay. I'll go back here. Then
Stop, take away one.
Minus
take
one.
away one.
Yeah.
All right. Tag the next person.
Okay, Glenn.
All right.
Glenn. Okay. I'll continue, and you call stop.
Okay.
Glenn's like, let me have some coffee.
Purposely one.
Let me go get
Stop.
more coffee.
Right on the
Yes.
stop sign.
Hey.
Very
Wow.
nice. Right on the stop sign. Okay. Tag the next person.
Angel.
Angel. Okay. I will go slow. Oh, right now.
Purposely, no. All of you. A bunch of kids. No?
Well, you said anytime, right?
Anytime. Yes.
Okay,
Is
that's-
that
there you go.
okay?
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. And FD.
Let's
Okay,
see
go.
who
Now.
Angel tags now. Oh, yes.
FD.
All right,
And-
so FD, I'm gonna go slow so that I can stop exactly where you want. But just to be clear, okay, when we stop, we won't stop at the ones that we can see because that ruins everything. All right, we want to
Okay.
stop at this one, so you
Okay.
can. I'll give you
Alright.
the option. All right, so
Okay,
ready?
cool.
Anytime.
Stop.
Here.
Yeah.
You want to go one more or
One
this
more.
No,
One
stop.
more.
One more.
I
Yes.
thought
One more.
the giraffe
One
there, the
more.
ears look
Okay,
a little bit
okay.
like
So
these
this
ears.
this would be the one that you chose, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
This should be the one that you really wanted to stop at. Okay, so here's the cool thing. You stopped at this card. In fact, all of you guys took turns stopping, and it's really, I couldn't know who's going to stop where. Now, like I said, I have a prediction already. Okay. First, let's have a look at where FD stopped. You stopped at a tennis ball.
Tennis ball.
Okay, a tennis ball. Now, my prediction was not made on a piece of paper or anything. I actually put it online so that there's no way I could go back to it. Okay, so if you guys turn on your phones, go to Sean V Me and see the latest post.
This Facebook, huh?
No, Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Sorry. Okay.
The latest post.
I'm
which
almost
was posted
scared.
an hour ago.
Hey! It's him
It's
with
a tennis ball.
Is this your card?
Is this your card? Wow, like. I comment.
Oh my god, that's just crazy, man.
Dun dun dun.
Wait, but it doesn't say, is this your card, FD?
It does. It doesn't say FD, but it says
It doesn't
it's
say
your
FD
card.
Yeah, man, that one can edit.
Oh
He
my
hashtag
lord.
prediction. He hashtag magic tennis ball. Stay tuned. The Big Show TV. The tennis ball.
Oh my, well done, man.
I was gonna tag.
Okay.
I was gonna tag the Big Show TV, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise.
That's
but I'll
true,
tag
yeah.
you after this. Yeah, because if someone looks and like, is this your card?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Okay.
Nicely done. Nicely
And I
done.
got the tennis ball right here.
Okay, for those of you who are thinking like they're thinking like, hey, but no big deal. Obviously, I mean, you knew there was going to be a tennis ball in there. No, he had no idea that FD was going to be picking the card, the tennis
Yeah.
ball
Yes,
card.
yes,
You see,
yes.
You
I
know?
could have picked any
He
card.
Yes,
stopped.
yes,
And
yes.
he stopped.
Yeah, and all of you had a chance to stop and tag the next person. So
Yeah.
no one knows where we're gonna stop.
Yeah, very true, very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd clarify that because
Okay, next week you teach us that. Okay.
Next week. okay, maybe we'll try.
Always trying to get
I can teach you guys
done,
anytime.
Sean.
I can teach you guys a trick anytime, but we'll do that off air.
Okay.
tonight
Okay.
I'll learn
We'll
a
do
few
it on Facebook.
It's like Sean
That's
holding
very
on
good.
to FD's testicle there, one testicle.
What? Ayo.
Where do you come up with these things,
I
Glenn?
don't know, lah. That thought just came in my
Who knows?
came into my head.
All right.
you guys
guys.
Something else came to mind. You know, the card. Show us the card again. The cards that you were using. Okay, the other side.
Oh,
Yeah.
this side?
Yeah, that side. And
Yeah,
then
the back side.
hold one card like horizontally instead of vertically to the camera.
Hold one card
Yeah.
horizontally.
Boobies.
There. Magic also. Magic.
I was just
Glenn.
thinking about that just now while you were doing it.
You're always thinking about that. What are you talking about?
God.
Okay. Anyway, on
What a
that.
fun team
thanks,
you
Share
guys
the
have.
video.
Okay. Are we gonna sign off together or what?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
might
can
as
sign
well,
up.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
All right.
will.
All right, Sean. See you, and we really enjoy all your tricks
Very good, very
every
good.
week. I'm sure
We'll do this again
our
next week.
viewers love you. Yes. See you next week.
See you next week.
See you
See you
all,
guys.
and share the video, please.
Take care.